Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Tati and this is my knitting podcast. I am a knitwear designer and I'm recording this podcast for my Patreon channel. And only when the next episode becomes available on Patreon, this episode goes live on YouTube. So if you are interested to see things that I'm working on in real time, please join me on Patreon. Otherwise, please stay tuned here on YouTube and I'll be more than happy to share with you everything that I've been working on in the last month. I'm recording this episode a few days before Easter, so if you watch this video till the end, I will insert some footage from my annual Easter egg painting tradition. And I actually made a little tutorial workshop last year on Instagram, and I linked the footage here. So if you are watching and you'd like to do that at home with your kids or just on your own, like a little art meditation, please watch and do. It's really nice. It's already much lighter here in Netherlands. There's lots of sun. It's frosty but very bright, and I already feel much better. I think for many reasons, including the right medication, the therapy, and also the weather. So after a really dark February, I finally feel like I have inspirations to share. I've been very busy. I was working on a few designs at the same time. Many of them are already in the testing, and today I will show you two of them. One that I'm wearing and a shawl that is already in testing and should be out I don't know, April, beginning of May maybe. Let's see how that goes. So let's get started. Last time I showed you my Purpurea sweater. I think I also showed you the original version, the chunky iron weight or worsted weight version of it. And since I was so low in my emotional state, I thought that I will just do something simple and design a lighter version of that favorite sweater. And this is the finished sweater. Last time I think I was still missing some sleeves, and I remember that I also showed you the cables, and it looked a little bit different because after the blocking the cables relaxed and the sweater turned into this really nice and flowy light garment, to which I feel like I blocked it and they just moved in. So I'm basically wearing it almost every day since it dried. It's very comfortable in so many ways. It drapes really nicely, and it's really warm as well for this semi-cold but not yet warm enough weather. So yeah, I remember I told you that I designed it in the fingering weight yarn from Gould. I still have a little bit left from my project, and the color was walnut. And I paired it together with a strand of silk mohair from Knitting for Olive, and this one is something with nougat, like brown nougat, or I will check it out, but nougat. And I think it actually it gave a bit of the warmth and depth to the original walnut color. Since I like all the colors that are in the warmer part of the spectrum, so I think that what my complexion needed, this warmth of it. And yeah, I actually really much enjoying the combination of the yarns and how it feels, how it flows, the drape of it. It also holds the shape of cables really well. So it's a good balance between keeping the shape nice and tight and lightness and drapiness. I will include some footage in here of me modeling the sweater for you so you can see, and also you can compare how the gables relaxed after the blocking. So we should be done with testing in about 2 weeks or so, and then on April 25th, 21st, I think, we will release the pattern. Louisa from Gould and me are planning a generous giveaway before the pattern goes out, so we will have a kit for the full pullover, a yarn kit, and 3 copies of the pattern available to the lucky winners. So depending when you are watching this, maybe it's already too late, but if you're watching this earlier, I encourage you to try your luck with the yarn. It's always nice to get something for free. I don't think I ever won a giveaway, maybe once actually, or twice. What was it? I think I have to remember, but I did try a few times, and there is a chance. You should. If you believe that there is a chance, you should try. And what else? We will also do on the release day, we will have a live chat on Instagram where I will show close-ups of the sweater, talk a little bit about the pattern, and Louisa, she will be showing her yarns and maybe some ideas, colors, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what she has in store for this pattern. And it's such a lovely collaboration when a maker is also so involved and interested in creating something together. So I'm really excited to meet her in person finally, and also have this little chat with a fellow maker. So that will be the end of April for me. At the beginning of May, I hope to have my new shawl out. The shawl is called Laneus shawl, which is the matching, like a sister design to my Laneus pullover. I can actually grab my pullover and show you the pullover first. So this is my second sample of Laneus pullover, or did I call it sweater? I think it's pullover. And this one is made in Newton with a strand of silk mohair and double held contrasting color for the flowers. It is a nice combination of textures and inlay color work. So I thought it would be really nice to have a shawl like that, especially thinking that I could do it in one strand of Newton and keep it really light and airy, and also try the inlay color work for the shawl, because the huge plus of it is that you don't have to work in the round and you don't have to then stick it or do any crazy stuff. So it's very easy. You just carry the floats on both sides as you work right and wrong side, and that's it. It's super easy for the shawl. So I thought I'd give it a try, and this is actually my only second shawl like ever made in my life, and of course second one that I designed. The first one was the Javelin shawl, and shall I show it to you? Oh, I'm gonna show it to you. So I'm gonna put it like this, and then you can see me sitting here like a Greek goddess. In any case, when I was designing, this was my very first designed and made shawl, and for some reason I was trying to keep it perfect semicircle shape, and it was a huge challenge to figure out everything and to figure out the pattern and how it would transition into each other, into sections, and and thankfully I had a really good yarn for it. This is Highland DK from Life in Long Grass, and it's really good for unraveling and knitting again. So it does withstand some wear and tear, and it was very forgiving for me to try and rip out things and just practice and find my way to that perfect shape that I was imagining. So yeah, this was sort of difficult, but there was also some room for practice, and I thought, well, I have experience, now I can do something else. And knitted in one strand. Try to unravel. So this was also a huge challenge in the way that I had to figure out a lot of things as I went, and I actually made like a huge swatch. I made like half a shawl to figure out everything, like how the shaping should go, and that I had to unravel and somehow use the scraps later for something else, because knitted in doesn't like unraveling at all, especially if used in one strand. It breaks very easily, and then it just thins out to really thin lace. Complicated things. So, but I figured it out, and I actually really like the shape of it. It's crescent shape shawl now, and the wings, they go you see, they drape really nicely, they lie really nicely on your shoulders, and when you try to wear it like a scarf, they go around you really nicely. So I am very, very happy with the shape of the shawl. I am very happy with how light it is. It is 230 or 15 grams, I don't remember correctly, but it's like less than 250 grams for 190, I think the wingspan is. It's like 2 meters basically of the wingspan, and let me check, I can check the numbers for you. Always like this, super unprepared. Okay, so we are talking 196 centimeters of the wingspan, so basically 79 inches, and 48 centimeters in the depth, which is like 19 and a half, something like that, inches, and it's super light and super flowy. And there are two options in the pattern. You can make a huge size like this, the full size, and you can also stop after this the second section. So you basically make it till here, the second colorwork section I mean. So you stop here, you don't have this last piece, and that will give you a smaller shawl with less of the wingspan, and of course you can use less yarn for that. It's actually super economical, because I used one plate of knitted in, and that's usually something that you have left of projects, or so it's very friendly in terms of yarn usage. And I used what did I use, like three skeins of silk mohair, which is also nice. Well, it can be expensive, but So I'm really happy with this one, and it actually came to me very easily and very naturally. I didn't have to push it in any way. The only thing I had to make a huge swatch, but I'm learning to enjoy swatching. That's something I'm struggling a little bit. I'm always relying on some inner intuition. I'm just casting on immediately, but proper swatching cannot be overrated. So the shawl is made in sections as well of the textured pattern, like similar to the yoke on the Laneus pullover, and then there are sections of garter stitch and 2 sections of this inlay color work, which was a concern when I asked on Instagram about if you'd like to have a Laneus shawl, especially of those people who were testing the Laneus pullover and who knew all the intricacies of the inlay color work. And in Laneus pullover you have an option to embroider the flowers afterwards. So you do the sweater, you just skip the color work, you do the section without the floats, and then you embroider it on top after you block it or before you block it, depends what you like. But with a shawl you don't have that option, and that would be too messy. I would never recommend that. So it's much easier to work the inlay color work flat on the shawl and then in the round on the pullover, which is a bit more tricky where you have to watch the tension. So it's actually really nice to try it if you want on a shawl and then move to a pullover. But yeah, the concern was that the floats will be too long in some places. They might be too long and they will catch on things, like if you wear it with, I don't know, earrings or furniture, stuff like that. So I took care of that. There are no long floats. I used to see there are these stitches in between the flowers. They are actually meant to catch your floats. And if you look at the wrong side, everything is really short here as well. So there is nothing catching here, which is super nice. And I've been having it around here for a week now or so. Nothing catches. And Katsi was sleeping on it, so nothing is pulled. It's all in place. There are no floats longer than three stitches. And if you use a yarn held double here for the color work, I have some sections where it's a bit thin, like here you can see the fabric through, and there are other sections like where just the thread was a bit thicker. And you don't see anything through it. So the thicker your CC yarn is, the better it is. It's more dense, so it will be also more difficult to pull it if something happens. Not like here. It also looks nicer when you have a heavier contrasting yarn here. So this is how Laneus shawl looks like. And as I mentioned, we already have a test group, and I don't remember when we're gonna finish, but I hope to have the pattern out in May. Because I have another piece of news. I am going back to Ukraine to visit my family in May, in the middle of May. So if everything is as it is now, so the situation doesn't change, then it is more or less safe for me to travel. Hi, Kati. So I will be gone for about 3 weeks. Since the travel is so complicated, there is no point of going for less time. And I will be spending a lot of time with my grandma in the village. We don't have, sometimes we don't have light there now with the shellings and electricity problems. And last time I was there, we didn't have internet there. So it is a really nice retreat in a way of detoxing from social media and all the work. But it also has a downside that I won't be able to work as much as I'd like. And that's why I would hope to have the shawl out before I go, so that I could also make some money while I'm on sort of vacation. Because we are going to work in the garden, and my grandma is getting older. She recently had another COVID. So I think I will be the main labor force there. And spring in the village is always about a lot of work in the fields and around the house and cleaning and everything. So I think I will really enjoy it, and last time it brought a lot of peace to my soul, but I will be absent from social media, I think. But let's see how that goes. So that's the plan for now. I will have Purpurea out, and the Laneus will go out, and I really hope that you will support me while I'm on this leave. And I have promised to bring back some footage and share with you some of the simple life glimpses. I always find them very inspiring, and I don't know, it sort of brings you back in time, and for many it's a reminder of their own childhood, and for me, for sure, I will be going back to that footage for years to come, and I think I want to document that all for myself and for you. So that's the plan for the next couple of months. I have a lot of ideas, and I'm hoping to pop in with you before I leave for Ukraine with another episode to share some things and catch up a little bit. So thanks for watching, thanks for being here with me, and I will see you very soon.